Honestly, this title makes me uncomfortable, but it's true. I am the bravest person I've ever met. But what a lot of people don't understand is I was not born brave at all. And this is why this video exists. Because if I can do it, you can do it too. Too many people misunderstand that brave people just have something they don't have. That they were just born brave or they inherit this from their ancestor or whatever. But that's not what happened. I became brave because I kept showing up and I kept doing the shit even when I was scared. So today I want to show you how I became the bravest person I've ever met and how you can do it too. Hello guys, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. So for those who don't know, I moved to Australia when I was 23 from Taiwan, which is where I grew up. And it completely changed the trajectory of my life. But every time when I was telling people that story, usually people would say like, oh, you're so brave, like move to a country alone at such a young age. But that's the thing. It didn't feel like that when I was living it. And so today I want to tell you guys the story that I rarely share with other people because I think it explains everything. So the first day I arrived in Australia, I was terrified. I literally froze because I've never seen this many white people my whole life. And it sounds really stupid, I know, but like think about a girl literally grew up in an Asian country. It just feels really weird for me. And I remember my first night there, I went to the supermarket and I bought a muffin. Came back to the hostel, sit in my bed and eat that muffin because I was so scared to go out to the common area to eat there because there were so many people. I didn't know how to talk to anyone. I was just terrified. And I remember that night sitting at the bed, I was just like, I think I'm gonna go home tomorrow. I think I couldn't make it, so I was already thinking like I'm gonna book the flight ticket back home literally one day after I arrived. But then that night I told myself, if we're gonna go back, at least we're going to try. So the next day, I gave myself a very simple mission, which is just go out there, sit at the common area. We don't need to talk to anyone, we just need to sit there, okay? We don't eat muffin in our bed anymore. And a miracle happened. Someone actually approached me, and I still remember her name. Her name is Millie. And this girl literally introduced me to a bunch of people. And this is literally why I didn't go back home. Because from there, my entire life changes. I met the most incredible people in my life. And the reason why I'm telling this story is because I think this story tells me everything about bravery. And let's get into it. Lesson number 1, bravery is built through baby steps. I didn't suddenly become a brave person. It happened because I kept showing up and I kept making these teeny tiny baby steps when all I wanted to do is literally run away. When I set these huge crazy goals, I probably never really do the thing because it sounds too terrifying for me to even start. If my goal back in Australia was to make 10 friends tomorrow, I would not make it. Guys, I would not make it. We have misunderstood that bravery is all about making this huge courageous move, and that might be true. Sometimes bravery is literally move to another country, but sometimes bravery is also just sit at the common area and not eat your muffin at your bunk bed. Sometimes bravery is posting that videos online, but sometimes bravery could also be just filming one video and you don't even need to post it. Sometimes bravery is approaching a girl and ask her out, but sometimes bravery is just making eye contact with someone and not look away. So I want you to have a look at your life right now and forget all those big crazy goals you have for yourself, not because you're not going to achieve it, but because right now I want you to take baby steps instead. Really ask yourself, what is a baby step I can take today? Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. And I want you to comment it down below, write it in your journal or say it out loud. I don't care, but you have to put it out there because when you only think it in your head, you're not gonna do it. I'll give you some example. If your goal is to start social media, then your baby step today is film one video. If you want to move to another country, then your baby step today is to research the accommodation, the cost of living there. If your goal is stop being socially awkward, then your baby step today is literally start a small talk with the coffee shop owner downstairs. That's it, baby step. Lesson number 2, you don't become brave first. This is something that a lot of people misunderstand. They think somehow bravery will visit them tomorrow and then they will have the courage to do whatever they want to do. I was not brave when I was sitting on my bed and eating muffin. I didn't feel brave. I didn't think I was brave. I didn't identify myself as a brave person. I was so scared. This is why I need you to stop making this an identity problem. You cannot keep looking at other people and just be like, oh, she's just a brave person. No, she's not. This is just an excuse you use to protect yourself from taking action. She just moved. She just decided to take action when you are still overthinking everything in your head. What really happened to me was I took the action and then I got the evidence that I can do hard things. And then I started to identify myself as a brave person. Identity came later. It came after you do the thing when all you wanted was to give up. This is what I want you to understand. Those people are not braver than you. At this moment, you have an equal access to bravery. Equal. So I don't want to hear you keep saying like, I'm just not a brave person. No, you're not. Of course you're not right now. You become a brave person after you do the thing that scares you. Lesson number 3 is people often overestimate how prepared they need to be. If you had told me how scary or how hard it was before Australia, I wouldn't go. If you had told me how hard, how lonely it would be in Dubai, I wouldn't come here. And that's just the thing. When you haven't done the thing yet, you are operating from a version of you that haven't done the thing yet. And that's why from this version of you, everything feels too challenging, everything feels too difficult. But what I've learned through the years is that we often overestimate how prepared we need to be. And we underestimate how capable we are of handling problems and how adaptable we are. No matter how much you planned, the reality will always give you things that you could not have planned for. So the idea of, oh, I just need more time, I just need to do that course, I just need to build some other skills, that is just bullshit. Because you only learn through the journey. So a lot of things you think you need right now is not actually the thing you need when you're going through the journey. Now you think that you just need more portfolio, you just need to do more project in order to apply for that job. But no, what you actually need is to learn how to get rejected. You think you need to make a more detailed plan before you move to that country, when what you actually need is have the skills to talk to somebody, to communicate with someone. And how do you figure that out? By going through the process. Lesson number 4 is certainty comes after the decision. This is the biggest lie that people believe in. They think they would just wake up one day and suddenly they feel so clear, so confident, so certain, so sure, and then the decision will be easy to make. And I still need to catch myself doing that sometimes, but none of the brave moves I've ever made comes from certainty. Certainty always comes afterwards. I didn't have certainty when I booked the ticket to Australia or to Dubai. Nobody came to me and be like, oh, this is such a brave move. And in fact, a lot of people told me not to do it because it's going to be a waste of time. Certainty comes 2 years after, when I've seen how much I've grown in this process. And I can see that I have made a great decision. And I don't even think it's about making the right decision. I really believe that it's about making every decision the right one. Because when you are so fixated on making the right decision, that's what paralyzes you. That's what's keeping you stuck. That's what keeps you overthinking. And what I've learned is simply focus on making every decision the right one. For example, my life in Dubai is not good. I did not have a good time here. And from a lot of people's perspectives, I've made a bad decision, but not for me. Because I've learned so much during this process. I've become a much more resilient person in this process. If you can stay in the mindset of focusing on becoming a better person, building a stronger identity, learning the most out of every experience, then no decision is wasted. No decision is a bad decision. And last but not least is the mindset I live by every single day, which is knowing that I can die tomorrow. This is something that nobody likes to hear, but I think this is actually very liberating. People are so delusional about this. You just think that you still have a lot of time to waste. You think that, oh, this is probably how the rest of my life would be like. You don't even know if you have tomorrow. What do you mean by the rest of your life? And because of this, people don't take action. They wait and wait and wait for whatever reasons because they probably care too much about what other people think. But if you can keep this in mind, if you can remind yourself that we don't really know when we're going to die, it could be tomorrow. It really could be, guys. Then none of the decision will be too scary to make. A lot of things that are bothering you right now suddenly becomes less important. Who cares about what other people think about you? Who cares if you embarrass yourself today? Who cares if you go out there and feel cringe? It doesn't matter anymore when you have that in mind. So whenever I find myself being scared of making a certain decision, I would literally tell myself, you can die tomorrow, so are you going to make this decision or not? This gives me a lot of courage because I don't want to die tomorrow and be like, oh, I should have done that. And yeah, this is all I got for you today. And tell me what baby steps you're gonna take today, okay? And if you like this video, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel because that would help me a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now!